Tales of Herding Gods Episode 178. In the previous episode, Qin Mu faced one of the most profound encounters of his life, a private conversation with the Eternal Peace Imperial Preceptor. The man who shaped the Empire's destiny. Their meeting wasn't a clash of strength, but of ideals. The Imperial Preceptor, calm and unreadable, tested Qin Mu's wisdom and conviction. He questioned the young cult master's loyalty, his beliefs, and his courage, yet Qin Mu's answers, sharp, fearless, and honest, earned the preceptor's respect. Through their exchange, Qin Mu realized that this man was both visionary and terrifying. The Imperial Preceptor had no desire for power, only for progress, even if it meant blood and sacrifice. He claimed that leaving the Heavenly Saint cult alive was like keeping a sword above his own head, a reminder never to lose his way. When he finally left, Qin Mu was left shaken. To him, this man was beyond human, perhaps closer to a saint, or something even greater. Inspired and unsettled, Qin Mu turned his focus inward, refining his unity technique, determined to grow stronger. And the story continues. Even though Qin Mu was sprinting at a flying speed, his brain was still continuing to think, becoming unprecedentedly active. The brief but profound meeting with the Eternal Peace Imperial Preceptor had ignited his mind, pushing his thoughts to a higher realm. To stand before such an extraordinary figure took immense courage, and every word exchanged had forced Qin Mu to draw upon all his wisdom. He realized that when one conversed with brilliant minds, wisdom flourished. When one mingled with the ordinary, one became ordinary as well. In this heightened state of insight, Qin Mu began to perfect his own unity technique, using his Overlord Body 3 elixir technique as the foundation. Originally, this technique had no attributes, no divine arts or spells to strengthen it. It served only as a vessel for other arts, not a power in itself. Yet now, inspired by the teachings carved into the rock by the woodcutter, Qin Mu sought to awaken the hidden potential within it, by blending it with principles from the great educational Heavenly Devil scriptures. He aimed to transform it into something greater, a technique that could unify all arts and channel every power through one core. As he slowed his pace, his vital qi began to flow through this new, improved technique, the Overlord Body 3 elixir technique. Once plain and formless, now resonated with depth. It could now support spells, sword skills, and body refinement arts with equal strength. This was the true meaning of the unity technique, to bring everything into harmony. To make one's foundation strong enough to hold the power of countless paths. However, Qin Mu had unknowingly diverged from the path his mentor intended. Instead of cultivating a new unity technique alongside his Overlord Body 3 elixir technique, he had merged the two into one, altering its very nature. Whether this was right or wrong, he did not yet know, but he had solved its greatest flaw. His technique now refined the body, the soul, and the qi all together, achieving a balance it never had before. He incorporated the great educational Heavenly Devil scriptures, 9 transformations 3 conditions mystery technique, into his Overlord Body 3 elixir technique, a top-tier body refinement art that refined not only flesh and bone but the spirit itself. As his qi circulated, he could feel it seeping into his skin, muscles, tendons, even down to the marrow. Every part of him was being tempered and strengthened. His body, once like dry earth, now drank in power like long-awaited rain. Yet this refinement came with peril. The 9 transformations represented 9 stages of transformation for body and qi, while the 3 conditions referred to the evolution of bones, from closeness and unity to iron strength, to the immovable stability of a mountain. Qin Mu was only at the first transformation and first condition, but already his body was undergoing intense change. Unaware of how much time had passed, Qin Mu found himself before the floor of heavenly records. A passing secretary took one look at him and cried out in alarm, warning that if Qin Mu did not stop to recuperate, he would soon die. Bewildered, Qin Mu touched his face and was horrified. His skin clung to his bones. His once fit body had wasted away to a skeletal frame. In merely 4 hours, he had become as thin as firewood. The more he ran his technique, the faster his vitality drained. He realized, too late, that he had burned through the energy of his own body to fuel his cultivation. His rapid advancement had come at the cost of his life force. If he continued, he would die from exhaustion. Desperate, Qin Mu stopped the technique and raced back to his residence, mind whirling with calculations on how to save himself. He grabbed money, bought herbs from the college warehouse, and began refining medicine even as he ran. His hands moved like lightning, forming seals and techniques, and before he reached home, he had finished a furnace of spirit pills. The pills shone with faint Buddha light, as if they chanted softly on their own. Without hesitation, he swallowed them all and rushed to his courtyard, but before reaching his room, dizziness overtook him, and he collapsed. His little fox companion, Hu Linger, rushed to his side, with the last of his strength. Qin Mu murmured for her to help catalyze the medicinal energy, then fainted completely. When he awoke, warmth surged through his body as the pills worked their magic, spreading life back into his limbs. He realized how close he had come to death. His unified technique was powerful but dangerously unstable. If he hadn't refined medicine in time, he would have died from internal depletion. The new technique refined the body and soul too rapidly, consuming energy faster than he could replace it. Lying still, Qin Mu thought deeply. Fixing this flaw would be difficult. It involved recalibrating every movement of his qi and body. It might take a very long time. For now, he resolved to stop cultivating it until he found a safe solution. Hu Linger watched him anxiously, while the dragon Qilin, too large to fit through the window, peered in with one giant eye. Seeing their worried faces, Qin Mu smiled faintly and reassured them that he was fine. His spirit had recovered thanks to the pills, but his body was still frail and skeletal. He could feel the inner emptiness, a deficiency from burning too much energy. His body had become like an airship with too small a furnace. It could no longer sustain itself. He stood up slowly, still weak, and asked softly, "Linger, is there anything to eat? I'm very hungry." The dragon Qilin's eye lit up with mischief. "Does young master want to eat the green bull?" he offered eagerly. Remembering the bull in the back mountain, Hu Linger laughed and shook her head. "Wait a moment, young master. Big dragon, let's go get some food for him." The two rushed out together. The Qilin blinked and asked curiously, "Sister Linger, where are we going to find food?" The little fox grinned slyly. "Do you know how to swim? There are a few enormous fish in Jade Dragon Lake. I've had my eyes on them for a long time." The Qilin's grin widened. "I've been wanting those fish too. Don't worry, I can stay underwater for days without breathing." Delighted, Hu Linger led him toward the lake. Across the water, a Taoist noticed them and frowned in confusion. Then his expression turned to alarm as he saw the dragon Qilin leap into the water. "That lion, you can't bathe in the lake. And you, fox, stop the lion," he shouted. Hu Linger immediately called out, "Big dragon, faster, faster." And that wraps up this episode. In this part, we saw Qin Mu driven to the peak of his intellect and creativity after his inspiring encounter with the Eternal Peace Imperial Preceptor. The meeting may have been brief, but it lit a fire in his heart, pushing him to improve himself and break through his own limits. As he reflected on their conversation, Qin Mu entered a state of deep understanding, perfecting his unity technique through the foundation of his lifelong cultivation art. The Overlord Body 3 Elixir Technique. Originally, that technique was simple and formless. It lacked divine arts, attributes, and true offensive or defensive power. But through his enlightenment, Qin Mu reshaped it entirely, merging its structure with the profound teachings of the great educational Heavenly Devil scriptures. By doing so, he created something revolutionary, a single technique capable of supporting all forms of cultivation, uniting body refinement, spell casting, and battle skills in perfect balance. Yet, great power comes with great danger. Qin Mu's breakthrough was too sudden, and he overlooked the immense energy required to sustain his body and spirit. As his qi circulated, his body began to dry out and weaken, the technique draining his life force at an alarming rate. Within hours, the once vibrant young cultivator had become skin and bones, close to death. Only his quick reaction and mastery of alchemy saved him. With what little strength remained, Qin Mu refined a set of spirit pills as he ran back to his residence. These pills, filled with powerful medicinal energy and even a faint echo of Buddha's voice, restored his vitality and kept him alive. When he finally awoke, he understood how dangerous his new path truly was. He had created something magnificent, but also unstable. The new Overlord Body 3 elixir technique had enormous potential. Yet if he continued recklessly, it could destroy him completely. Still, Qin Mu's determination never wavered. Though weakened, he was alive and wiser than before. His loyal companions, Hu Linger and the Dragon Qilin, stood by his side. Worried yet devoted, and in a light-hearted moment, they decided to find food for their hungry master, heading off together toward Jade Dragon Lake to catch some enormous fish. Their friendship bringing warmth after a storm of danger. If you enjoyed this episode or found it interesting, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the latest episodes in Qin Mu's incredible journey. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again in the next video.